In this video, we are going to be considering, can I send broadcast messages? Can I make objects react to broadcast messages? And can I animate my second scene? So essential code for our program is here. So most of it you should be familiar with. If there's anything here you're unsure of, please either go back to a previous video or come and speak to me and I will discuss with you any issues you may be having. And this week we're going to look at broadcast messages. So there's two blocks of code that we're going to use for this. The first one, a broadcast message, allows us to send a message out to all objects in the program. And as you can see, we've got a triangle here, which means we can change this parameter to be any message that we want. And we can name our message anything we want as well. So this helps us make sure that we understand what we're sending out to our objects and allows us to think about what we want them to do when a message has been sent. And then the second block, when I receive message one, which again has this triangle where we can change the parameter to be whatever message we are sending, it states what an object is to do when a message has been received. Now, very important, if a block or an object, sorry, does not have this code block, then it will not do anything when a broadcast message is sent. So this is important because sometimes you'll want to send a broadcast message, but you don't want an object to do anything different. And that's fine if you want that, then you just don't put this block in. But if you do want your object to respond to an event happening, then we need to make sure that this block is present. So Chili challenge for today is first off to send a broadcast message at the end of scene one. Then when we've done that, we're going to show the objects that we need, hide the objects that we don't need, and switch to the correct backdrop. And then once we've done that, we are going to animate your second scene. That's your Red Chili challenge. So if you're watching this video, you should at this point have your first scene animated, where we have your two characters, or you may have more, but you have a couple of characters animating. You have your infesting character, your object cloning and infesting through your scene, and then your other characters are hidden, and we switch to our first backdrop when the program starts. So what we're going to think about now is when we want our program to end. Oh, sorry, when we want our scene to end, sorry. So we can see we've got Avery has a chat with Devin. So after that conversation, that's where we want our scene to change. So we're going to look at when Devin speaks. We're going to take broadcast message, pop this out. And what I'm going to do, well, I will come back to that in a moment. So next, I'm going to change this because we can use message one if we like, but it's easier if we create a new message and give it a name. I'm going to call it scene 2. And this just means that when we go to tell our objects what they are doing, we know what our message means. So when I'm switching my backdrops, when I receive scene 2, if I go here, I can choose scene 2, and I say, right, I know I'm switching to scene 2. And scene 2, my backdrops, is my farm. So I'm going to go to looks. I go switch to backdrop, farm. So there we go. So if I watch this now, after Devin spoken, we switch to the farm. Now we still got these characters here, and we don't want them there right now. So I'm going to tell Devin, in events, when he receives scene 2, he's going to hide. And I'm going to do the same for Avery. In events, when she sees scene 2, she's also going to hide. Let's try that. Okay, so now we've got our chicks. And we've got a bit of a problem here because when we come to a second scene, we want our chicks to go in a different direction. But to do that, we'd have to, using this object, we'd have to play around with variables and selection statements, and that can get a bit tricky. So instead, we're going to go to events, And when I receive scene 2, we're going to hide. And then we're also going to, just to help make it I'm just going to say stop other scripts in this sprite. Now, if we don't do this, it's not a big problem. This is just a bit of what we call tidying up, just making sure that we don't have anything running if we don't need it. In this animation, it's not going to use a massive amount of objects, but if you were making a big game later on and you've got an object that's not doing anything, it's just taking up memory on your computer that you don't need. So, if we run this now, at the moment, Devon and Avery are hidden. And that's because if we ever use, so let me stop that, if we ever use a hide command somewhere, we always need to make sure we also use show where we want it to show. Just give that a try. Excellent. So before, Devon and Avery weren't being told that they had to be visible in scene 1, so they just weren't visible in scene 1. So we need to be very explicit with what we want our objects to do. Right, so next thing we're going to do, we want our chicks to follow Max, but we're not going to use this block here. I'm going to go to choose a sprite. I'm going to choose my chick here. It's called chick 2, so that's okay. I might call that chick scene 2, just to make sure we know where it's going. So Max here is currently hidden. We want him to appear now because he's going to lead our chicks into the barn here. So I'm going to go to control and events. When I receive scene 2, he's going to show. Let's try that. So there he is. Does he look big? Yeah, he looks about the right size. So he's going to start on the left-hand side here. And go to. And then later on, I can animate him just as I did before to animate up to here. And then I would, just like I did with my chicks here, I would animate my chicks to go along to here and then up to here and then to hide. And then just like in chicks 1, I get them to hide. I create my clones and I would have this code here that repeats the path that the other clones are using and then deletes the clone at the end. Okay, best of luck with that, and if you have any questions, come and let me know, and I will see you all very soon.